Greetings. My name is William Harper. If you are watching this video, your son or daughter is probably in my English course, and I teach English 7, both regular and advanced. Yes, the lazy days of summer have passed us by, and it's now time to hear that school bell ringing one more time. And this video, I'm hoping, will be the first in a series just to give you all a bit of insight into what's going on in class and, what my particular motivations are in some of the things that we're doing. So first, a little bit about me. I'm just going to be brief. I am a native of Louisa County. I went to Louisa County Elementary that burned down, Thomas Jefferson Middle School that was destroyed in the earthquake, and Louisa County High School also destroyed in the earthquake. So I'm still standing, but they're all long since gone. I worked in a few other jobs before I was an educator, as both a journalist, a DJ, and even a movie projectionist. And one of the things I took away from those jobs was the value of reading, writing, and self-expression in any type of career you might want to choose. You know, 7th grade is a transitional year. You'll often hear teachers in this building saying 7th grade is the middle of the middle. And when I think about transition for students, what I think it means is that they're moving away from adult and teacher-directed, everything to more student-directed and personally motivated actions. I would love for my students, when they leave this class, to ask not, when am I going to need this? Why is this important? Okay, who's ever going to ask me these questions? But instead, to ask the question, how can I use what I've learned here? How can I take the things that I have learned at LCMS from all of my teachers and make them work in my future career, make them work to my own personal advantage? Because, that really makes the difference. I want my students to work hard, have lots of fun, learn as much as they can, and always be challenging themselves intellectually. Now, on our first short week, we're going to try to accomplish a couple of things. Of course, the first couple of days, and indeed probably the first week or so, will be a lot of organizational activities and getting to know you types of things. However, some important things will be coming home. First of all, your student, son or daughter, will be bringing home the course syllabus. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this. Feel free to read it in as much detail as you like, but please do sign it and be aware that it includes late work policy, homework policy, the general grading scale, some basic responsibilities for students, and then the supplies list is also on here. So some of the things that you need. Many of you already came to back to school night and already know all of this, but just for record-keeping purposes, please sign it and return it. Now, one of my goals this year, and one of the first things I'm going to ask students to do is set some of their own goals. So I like to always do what I'm going to ask my students to do. One of my goals this year is to be more transparent for parents at home. I want you all to be able to gain as much information about sort of what my thinking process is and how my day-to-day classroom activities are working as you would like. And I'm going to go about that in a few different ways. First of all, Remind is something I have not used before, but I know from many of my colleagues that this is a very valuable tool. So I'm going to be learning this and using it. Here's the information. I will be giving all students one of these. Many parents have already gotten one from back to school night. But if you just want to pause the video, you can also just check it out here. Okay. Also, students every day in the classroom will have access to my whiteboard. Now, this is just a photo of the whiteboard, and you can see that it's updated daily with some of the activities that we're going to be doing. Upcoming events over here on the right-hand side, maybe, isn't updated every single day, but it's designed to give students more of a long view of some of the things coming up. And we're going to talk just a little bit about some of these activities that are here. Another asset or tool I'm hoping parents will use will be my Google Classroom. As we all know, Google will soon control everything in the world, and they have been moving to take over education. That being said, it is a very good tool, and all you need to access this is this class code right here. And students know exactly how to go through and take this class code and use it to apply and become a member of the classroom. And once you are, you can see everything that I post here. Now, in the future, these videos will be posted on the classroom instead of YouTube, just it's a little more private. And all of the documents that I'm talking about are also available right here on this, on the classroom. I do quite a bit with this. You know, not only does it kind of work with today's students because they're all very tech savvy and they like computers and working with computers, but also because it gives a good record of what we've been doing, and you're welcome to check it out from home, provided you have good internet access. I know what that's like in Louisa County. Okay, so on our first day, we're going to be getting a couple of activities, and I just wanted you to see what they would be. One thing students are going to be working on is their reading inventory. Trying to do a lot in a hurry here. And that's just going to ask them to say a little bit about some of the books that they enjoy and some of the things that they like. We're also going to be working on our pig personalities. This is going to be the first homework assignment they have. In fact, it's going to go home on Thursday, tomorrow. And all students need to do is draw a pig. They may draw any type of pig that they like. They can use any artistic style they like. The goal is to take about 10 minutes. Don't obsess about it. And just draw the best pig you can. It really doesn't matter if it's a high quality drawing or not. Now, this is sort of an icebreaker activity, but I also am hoping that this is going to get students to start thinking a little bit about symbolism and how things can have a meaning beyond what is obvious. So if you see here, and you know, if students are watching this, this is a bit of a spoiler, so I apologize. But the second half of this is going to have them analyze another student's pig and try to make some deductions about what that person is like based on the type of pig that they drew. We are also going to be working on setting some class goals and talking a little bit about who we are as students and individuals. So I'm just going to show you my example very quickly. I won't bore you with more autobiographical information, though students may have to put up with it. Students will be asked to write a little bit about themselves, their hobbies, their interests, and whatnot. They will be asked to set some goals for themselves. Now, I set my goals as to focus on improving grading return time. In other words, and this is something I actually worked on last year too, once students turn in an assignment, they should have it back in their possession within 1 week's time. I also, as we already said, want to create more transparency in the educational process. You know, parents really are our partners. You all, we need your help, okay? I intend to work as hard as I can and to make those big bucks that I earn from the state. However, I cannot have nearly the influence that you can have over your own son or daughter in encouraging them to embrace education and make the most of it. They'll also be asked to talk a little bit about some teachers that they enjoyed and make a question or a comment. One last thing I'd like for parents to be aware of is that students also have some weekend homework, which is their brown bag biography. Now, this is an activity I don't do every year. I haven't done it, but I have done it in the past, and it's usually pretty fun and a good way for students to get to know each other. So the brown bag biography, it's an autobiography, but I couldn't resist the alliteration, brown bag biography, is basically an introduction. Students are asked to follow the 4 rules listed here and to put together 3 to 5 items into a brown paper grocery bag and bring them in and talk a little bit about some of these things and what it means to them. So please do help your son or daughter look over these rules and some of these activities and make sure that they filled this out correctly. One last thing I would like for parents to be aware of is that students will have a library trip coming up Tuesday, August 14th. You know, I can't emphasize enough the critical importance of reading, and self-selected reading is just the most important of all. So please encourage your son or daughter to be thinking about a good book that they would like to pick up from the library. And I do ask that students read 30 minutes each and every night. They do not have other homework assignments from me, but they do have that one, and it's a very important one. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or any issues that might come up. I plan to post one of these videos bi-weekly, so feel free to check back if you would like to know what's going on in Mr. Harper's classroom.